Hi guys, I'm Joe.
And my name is Michael.
And welcome to the JMV Podcast. So, today's episode will be a starter episode. It's going to be 10 minutes long, and the usual will be 20
to 25 minutes long.
So, today's episode will have 4 subjects. Number 1, how did we get here? Number 2,
what the future of the podcast will hold.
Number 3, how long are we going to keep it? And number 4 is just a question. What is the JMV Podcast? Let's start off with number 4. Number 4 is the JMV Podcast stands for the and then Joe and Michael voices. Now what that means is we will be voicing our opinions on things. We will be sharing we will be putting our voice out there. That's essentially what it means. So, the Joe and Michael Voices Podcast. Number 2, the second subject we will be discussing. Michael will discuss that subject. What will the future of the podcast hold, Michael?
Well, what the future of the podcast will hold? Well, we're just gonna have a good time, talk about a few subjects, and we will try to keep this podcast up and running as long as we could.
Yes. And then the last subject. How did we get here? Well, me and Michael have been watching a lot of podcasts. Number 1 being the podcast from Logan Paul.
Impulsive.
Yes. So we were watching all these podcasts, and then eventually one day I came to him and I was like, "Bro, do you want to start a podcast?" And then he said,
"Sure." I was like, "I'm down."
Yeah, he wanted to start a podcast before me, actually. It was pretty funny. He was like, "Yo, I always wanted to start a podcast."
Yeah. So, I was thinking of doing a podcast. I was gonna tell Joe, but I didn't want to be nervous. So, apparently, we were trying to start a podcast, like our best. So, I was like, "You know what? Let's do a podcast."
Yeah.
Let's keep this podcast running and long as we could.
Yeah. So, we're probably going to keep this podcast up and running for quite a few years. Maybe at most, I'm not sure, but maybe at most, maybe a decade. Because, depending on how well it does, depending, on if we still like it in 10 years, But, yeah, that's basically the JMV Podcast. So, actually, since we basically covered everything pretty fast, we might as well just talk about other things, right?
Yeah.
So, actually, I've been thinking about something. There's so many other podcasts, right? Impulsive, the other podcasts, they're all so much better than ours. And I was thinking, you know what? I was like, even if they're better, we will be better eventually. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Impulsive. It's claimed to be the number 1 podcast in the world. I still beg to differ. I mean, there are so many podcasts that, are way better. And I'm thinking, throughout time, because I know a lot of you are, I know we're going to get hate. And I know a lot of you are going to sit here and say, "Bro, this podcast is trash." And then the followers will sit here and join that. And they will say, "Yeah, bro, I'm right. It's so bad." So, I want to leave this message out to all of you guys. There are so many better podcasts. Impulsive, the Joe Rogan podcast, so many others that I can't name. Michael, can you list a few, actually? Because I'm not sure. Do you know any?
Not really.
Okay, so yeah, those are the only podcasts I know. Impulsive, Joe Rogan, a few other podcasts. A lot of other podcasts. Oh yeah, Mom's Basement. That is a good podcast. So there's so many better podcasts, and I want to sit here and tell you haters, we will make it. We won't stop trying. We won't. Is that right?
Yes. And we are going to use our positivity, our successful things, and we're going to keep this up and running as long as we could.
Yes. So what Michael means by our successful things, he means our successfulness. We will use that. And we will spread positivity. We will. We will never go as far down as to listen to the hate. Nothing like that. The JMV Podcast will stay here. So, we will keep trying even though we have very little views, and it's very obvious we will have very little views. Very obvious. We are not 100% the podcast people. Like, I have a big mouth. That's good for podcasts, but I stutter. Michael can talk a lot, but he stutters as well. We both have that problem. So if you guys, the haters, if you want to sit here and be like, oh, you guys suck for podcasts, yeah, we know, but we will try and we will get better. That's what we want to tell you. So I feel like we should talk about drama, the drama out there in the YouTube community and stuff like that, because that's what a lot of podcasts do. Like, they discuss like Impulsive, for example. It's one of the biggest podcasts, you gotta admit, and they talk a lot about drama.
Yeah.
So like, for example, he talks a lot about like KSI drama or
Jake Paul.
Yeah, he talks a lot about Jake Paul drama.
Like,
He's always on there. Yeah. I mean, all those controversials. Yes, I know I stuttered. Anyways, he's in a lot of controversies. I think that's how you say it. Yes, controversies, not controversials. Sorry. But he's in a lot of those, like, I figured we should discuss some drama,
Exactly.
But, like, let's discuss drama in our life. Because we'd be discussing our life. We're voicing our life. We're putting our voices out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Michael, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Let's get juicy here.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever feared for your life before?
Well, feared? Not really. When I was little, yeah.
What makes you fear for your life?
I don't know, scary things. Maybe about like heights and all.
Yeah, I mean, I have dealt with that before.
Yeah.
I had a massive fear of heights. I still do. It's not as bad though. But I have feared for my life once, and Michael's actually saved me that time. I don't want to get too deep into it because you know what, that is a bit too private. But I thought, let's have something juicy to talk about, So basically, Michael's actually essentially saved my life. It was a bluff. I could tell. That's why I did not fear that much. But still, I just want to put it out there. Michael is a very good best friend. He's been there for me for 2 years now, and he's actually saved my life before, So that would actually answer a question, though, because I know some of you are going to say, ask. I know some of you are going to ask, how long have you and Michael been friends?
Well,
10 minutes. 10 minutes. I was going to say 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yes. We've been friends for 10 minutes. No, but we've been friends for 2 years.
2 years. Was it 2 years or 3 years?
Yeah, it was 2 years. 2.5, almost 3 by now. I actually have a question for you, Michael. How long, what was your longest friend? How long was your longest friendship?
Well, not that much. The only person that's, well, two best friends. A girl named Shaddai.
Yeah.
And you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my longest friendship, I'd have to say, is 4 years. I don't want to, go too deep into her life. Like, I don't want to invade anyone's privacy, but her name is Katrina. She is my best friend, and we've been best friends for 4 years. And how's your love life going? This will be a reoccurring subject, by the way. But Michael, how's your love life going?
Very good. Very good.
How long's your relationship been?
Well, me and my girlfriend, Iriana, have been dating for 10 months.
10 months? Almost a year. That's actually crazy.
I know.
I'd have to say my longest relationship, embarrassingly, was not even 3 months. It was a day away from 3 months.
Wow.
I basically got dumped for no reason. But like, I have found someone else. Yeah. But like, I've been throwing my life into work lately, like the podcast. I've been doing a gaming I'm going back in my channel. I had a channel 2 years ago. And I posted videos, but they were very crappy, and I'm going to be honest, they were very crappy. The quality was horrible. There was a phenomenal amount of lag. Like, and the quality of the mic, horrible. Now, I know the quality of the mic I have now, it's not the best. I've heard it before, but it is pretty good, Like, it can pick up more than I want it to, But, when time comes, I will get a better mic, and this podcast will be amazing. So, this episode will maybe be about a few minutes longer, maybe 15 minutes, because we don't want to make it too short, but then again, we do not want to make it too long because it's a starter episode. So, I actually have a good question. Will we have guests on this show, Michael?
Probably.
Yeah, we're not going to give you guys a clear answer. We'll just say probably.
We'll say that. Or maybe.
But probably does not mean yes. So do not get your hopes up. But that is actually something a lot of podcasts do. Impulsive, they're known for getting guests. Like they don't get guests every episode, but they have had many guests on it.
Like celebrities.
I'm like James Charles, Lele Pons. I mean, Jake Paul. I mean, he's a celebrity, but that's his brother. Of course, he's gonna have him on the podcast. He's had an animator on there once. I think it's The Odds One Out. Yeah, he's had a very famous millionaire. Like I'm pretty sure that's a millionaire animator.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. And also, I do just want to say, if you guys hear anything in the background, such as talking, or notification, or possibly a very, tiny noise, I would hope you guys can ignore it. Because, we're just starting this podcast. We're not going to be the greatest. We're not going to be the best. We're not going to be good right away. We are going to work our way up to that level. Think about it. People such as Logan Paul, people such as KSI, they were very bad in the beginning. And boom, look at them now. Logan Paul averages, I'm pretty sure, 4 million per video. Like, he gets 8 million quite a bit. So that's pretty good. Like, he's big. PewDiePie, he started off horrible. Boom, look at him now. Number 1 YouTuber. Maybe not in views, but he has the most subscribers. 100 million subscribers.
That's crazy.
It is. Like, imagine having that many subscribers. And then there's KSI. Even to this day, he's doubted. But he started off pretty bad. He started off with his brother. His videos weren't all that good. Boom, look at him now. His net worth is 20 million. He probably has more than 20 million to right now. Wow. But to this day, he's still doubted. For example, against Logan Paul, everybody said that he's going to lose. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, Logan had a lot of yes men. And that's one of the reasons why Logan was, favorited to win. But KSI, boom, he won. And he had everybody saying he'd lose, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Shannon Briggs, he said he'd definitely lose. Mike, I don't know how to say his last name. I'm pretty sure it's Mike Maslach.
Mike Maslach or
I think so. Mike, I'll just say Mike, from, Logan Paul's friend, from Impulsive, the co-host.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and I quote, "There are 2 outcomes, Logan. Either you will win or you will win." Now, I did not like that. But, a lot of people agreed with Mike. A lot of people. And KSI still won.
I thought for sure that when the co-host said that if Logan Paul wins or he will win, that I thought he was just say, if you lose, then yeah.
Yeah, I really thought he'd say, you will either win or you may lose. But he really said you will either win or win. And that's something you do not expect from a guy like Mike. Because he's usually not a yes man. He's always putting Logan in his place. He's always telling Logan when he's wrong. That's why Logan is better. Because he has people like Mike by his side. Logan has surrounded, good people by his side, But it's the fact, I'm just telling you guys. I don't want to get too deep into it, but, we will get better. And I know, coming into this, we will get hate. I know that. I definitely know that. Me and Michael came into this knowing we will get hate. Am I right?
Yeah. But, if there is hate, we'll just ignore it.
Exactly. We will just ignore it. So, this podcast will end in a few minutes. There will be no edits in it. That's how our podcast will be. So if you hear stutters and you don't like it, I'm sorry. We're getting better. We will try not to stutter. We will become better talkers. But yes, thank you for watching the JMV podcast. So, we will be posting weekly, and the day we will post is
Saturday.
Yes. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a nice day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Goodbye.